Isn't it just so satisfying when people who act entitled finally get a taste of their own medicine? It's even more entertaining when it's those classic Karens who find themselves in sticky situations that they brought upon themselves. Here are 5 cases when dumb Karens get arrested. Number 5. Entitled Karen receives her 30th citation. In Whiting, Wisconsin, a routine day takes an interesting turn for a Portage County Sheriff's deputy. He spots a white vehicle cruising at a brisk 40 miles per hour in a modest 25 mile per hour zone. The car isn't just speeding, it's a rolling checklist of violations. Expired registration, a defective brake lamp on the passenger side, and a windshield with cracks so significant they could tell their own stories. The deputy initiates a traffic stop and we meet the driver, Nicole, a 33-year-old with a history that's about to unfold in front of us.
Hey there. I'm Deputy Pataki, Portage County Sheriff's Office. I'm stopping for a number of things. First off, the whole reason you even caught my attention was you were speeding on McDill.
The officer tells her the reason why he pulled her over.
It's a 25 zone there. I had you going about 40. Do you know that it's a 25 zone?
I didn't. I barely came down.
Okay, gotcha. And then I believe your registration's expired?
Aside from speeding, the officer noticed other issues in her car.
Like in June, I believe. At least the sticker did anyway. Your windshield's cracked up. Do you know your passenger side brake lights burnt out? Okay, that one probably.
The deputy, in this routine but critical role, starts addressing the violations.
What's with the spare tire?
The deer.
That's from the deer as well? Okay. How long have you been rocking that?
A while.
A while? Okay, gotcha.
When asked for her driver's license and insurance, this is her response.
In proof of insurance for the vehicle?
I don't. But it's Nicole. I am the registered owner.
Okay. Do you have insurance at all?
Not as a free.
But this isn't just a list of mechanical faults and expired documents. It's a gateway into Nicole's world, where each ticket adds weight to her already burdened life. She's a mother, a caretaker for her grandparents, and now a central figure in this roadside drama.
And every time a cop sees me, they pull me over and I get more tickets, and I am a mother and I take my grandparents to dialysis 3 times a week.
Okay.
So it is.
The deputy discusses the situation calmly, acknowledging Nicole's challenges and the notoriety of her previous encounters with law enforcement.
Sound disrespectful, Nicole, so please don't take it that way. Obviously, everybody at our office has probably seen the videos, right? Like, it's people in other countries.
Turns out, Nicole's got quite a rap sheet with the cops, and it's all been caught on camera.
You know why? Lazy, and you don't want to pull over somebody with actually where you have to do paperwork.
Who has a suspended driver's license?
Just out of curiosity, is there any reason why you're being so decent today?
The deputy, knowing her track record, can't help but be surprised by her decent behavior this time around. So he's curious.
Yeah, but if people want to follow me and hide behind Hardee's and Quick Trip, and when I'm really just going to get milk in the middle of the morning, like when it's New Year's.
Nicole spills the beans on her past stops and how she feels unfairly singled out.
Upset like that, but those days.
To me, I'll be respectful to you.
Literally have you guys running around in circles for people because I know so many people you guys are going to be chasing tails.
The deputy gives her props for playing nice this time.
So the reason we're the way we are right now is because I was decent with you when I came up? Okay, I can appreciate that. I operate on the same exact standards.
The deputy, keeping Nicole's history in mind, decides to switch things up a bit.
I noticed when I came up you didn't have your seatbelt on. Were you wearing your seatbelt during? Okay, so obviously, like you said yourself, Nicole, you got a lot going on. Are you still suspended?
Yes.
Okay.
He goes for a more lenient approach whenever possible.
Because you're acting the way you're acting, and I really do appreciate that, because I really didn't want to have a fight when I come up here. That's not why I come to work. I don't want to come to work and have a fight.
Choosing to only hand out citations for the less severe offenses.
Well, citations, but I'll tell you what, we'll write some of the ones that are a little less meaningful, like the seatbelt, right? That's $10. I can't just look the other way on like a bunch of stuff.
It might be a small gesture, but considering Nicole's challenges, it's a meaningful one. He writes her up for not wearing a seatbelt, driving without proof of insurance, and operating with a revoked license. A recognition of the seriousness of her situation, but also a sign of understanding.
I will try and write you some things that probably don't have as much of an effect on your driving record, just simply based off of a little bit of mutual respect for one another. How does that sound?
The deputy reassures Nicole that he'll be lenient.
The exact thing I said, I gave you a bunch of breaks. Okay, so much so that like I'm actually a little bit afraid my supervisor might jump.
I hope not.
and gives her kudos for her calm demeanor.
Write you a citation for the speed. That's something that I'm afraid I might actually get yelled at for, and I'm really hoping I don't. That being said, I appreciate how cool you've been with me because, again, I've seen the videos.
Nicole, in turn, appreciates the officer's understanding.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want that interact. It sucks. It's not fun. It's not fun for
It's
anybody.
just me. I feel like I'm attacked by the certain ones, and
Sure.
I was never.
Taking a moment to educate Nicole, he talks about the seatbelt's importance, not just as a legal requirement, but as a life-saving tool.
So there's one more thing that is completely within your control
For sure.
that you could do to avoid me, right?
Right.
The seatbelt.
Nicole shares her reasons for not using the seatbelt.
Get or is it
I
like
think
don't
it's
believe
like,
in?
I feel too constrained. Like I have really bad and I don't know. It's just something with the seatbelt.
Okay, gotcha.
But I'll
Well,
do it.
I would say
It's a teaching moment, going beyond the ticket book to share knowledge that could impact Nicole's life.
take the time to explain it to you because I feel like it's important that people know, and it's a
Right.
big risk that if you continue to take it, I at least want you to know that you're taking this risk.
For sure.
So if
The cop explains the safety risks in her situation.
you're involved in a crash, say you merge out of this traffic lane after we're
And
done
that is
here.
what cops are supposed to do. Thank you. They're supposed to teach you about safety concerns and
Yeah.
things like that.
Well, I want people to know the risk that they take, right? Because
Vividly describing the potential consequences of a crash.
you're merging out into traffic, you pull out in front of somebody and they run into you and they get seriously injured, or God forbid, they die.
Right.
He clarifies that such an incident isn't a criminal violation, but counts as a felony.
So, you're revoked. That's now a criminal violation. That's actually a felony. Simply because you're not even supposed to be operating on the road. You were involved in a crash. Somebody did it. I want you to know that.
And ensures Nicole grasps how serious it is.
People to know. I'm going to leave it at that because there's nothing more to explain. It's that simple.
The deputy presents Nicole with her citations.
A bunch of warnings.
Thank you.
There's some that I probably completely forgot. Like, I didn't even notice the front license plate till now, but I just couldn't remember all the stuff he had going on. There's no follow-up or anything for any of this stuff, so as far as I'm
And points out the warnings.
this in the garbage, right?
Thank you.
Warning for the speed. Just make sure you're watching that. That is like a $175 fine, so these things just stack up. You know that. I don't have to tell you. The cracked windshield.
Taking the opportunity, he explains the windshield structural role.
It's because it blocks your vision. That is not the case.
No.
The case, do you know the case?
No.
Oh, so the case is that windshield actually has a lot to do with the structural integrity of the roof of your car. Because obviously those two little white.
Turning a simple crack into a vehicle safety lesson.
You roll your car, again, God forbid, something happens, you roll your car and it lands on the hood. All those cracks are now a weak point, and that roof is going to crash in and seriously injure you or your occupant.
He goes on to detail the list of citations she needs to address.
Registration, it hasn't been expired for a very long time, just since June of this year. Get that taken care of. That's something that's in your control, right? They don't care if you have a valid license or not to register your car, so
Right.
register your car.
For sure.
And let me tell you, it's quite a list.
We already talked about that on the passenger side. And then that spare tire. As soon as you can, get that spare tire off of there. Those things are not meant to be driving for extensive distances.
He mentions that he's trying to be considerate about her other offenses, but can't ignore the lack of a license.
Can't really look the other way with the driving without a driver's license. I know I would get my ass in a jam from my supervisor, okay? It is your fourth offense. These forfeiture ones, they stack.
The deputy discusses the stack of charges and citations against her and makes it clear it's out of his hands.
They were not this much, but they are this much. I can't control that, obviously. 3 points on your driver's license, not a mandatory court date or anything like that. Branch number 2, I'm assuming I don't need to explain this stuff down here. You're well aware.
Even though she doesn't have insurance, he reassures her he won't be adding that to the pile.
This one is just for the insurance, and you're going to appreciate this, I hope. I did not write you for the no insurance. Okay, that's $200 for us. Yep. I wrote.
He mentions that his kindness is because of her cooperation.
A lot of this has to do with exactly how you've been with me, and
For sure.
it is a breath of fresh air. I cannot tell you, it was a huge breath of fresh
They'll
air.
be jealous of you at the.
Nicole expresses her gratitude.
So much
Thank you for being an officer and not just trying to get somebody in trouble and actually teaching them.
That's what I'm on here.
That is exactly what.
As the deputy goes through the motions, issuing warnings and citations, there's an undercurrent of mutual understanding. It's not just about enforcing the law, it's about recognizing the human element in these encounters. Nicole, for all her defiance and frustration, shows a glimmer of respect for the deputy's approach. It's a grudging acknowledgement of the situation she finds herself in, a situation that's partly of her own making. Nicole's interaction with the deputy isn't just about the present traffic stop. It's a culmination of her history with law enforcement. A series of stops and tickets that seemed to chase her relentlessly. To put it all in perspective, Nicole has racked up over $400 in citations, adding to her track record of 30 citations since 2007 for driving without a license, totaling over $5,000 in fines. Her interaction with the officer this time was remarkably calm and civil, especially considering her history of traffic stops and conflicts with law enforcement. There was even one incident when, during a traffic stop, an officer found a hatchet in her car door.
I want in my door. I could have a gun in my door.
Okay, thanks. That's all I wanted to hear. Keep it up. And I'm going to write you for obstructing, for not giving me your ID.
Please do.
Also, I'm giving you a citation for not...
And let's just say she didn't handle it as calmly as she did today. So, as the officer mentioned, it's truly refreshing to see her cooperate and treat him with kindness this time around. Can we just give a shout out to the deputy for how he handled Nicole? His approach during that stop was like a tightrope walk between enforcing the rules and showing empathy. He smoothly tackled the mess of Nicole's situation, slinging citations and warnings, while also throwing in some solid advice and lessons. Seriously, major props to him. As the stop wraps up, there's a feeling that something's been sorted, even if it's just for the moment. Nicole's got those fresh citations on her plate, but she's also got some pearls of wisdom to chew on that might help her navigate the road more safely. And the deputy, well, he's done his job, upholding the law while also acknowledging the human being in the driver's seat. Number 4. Intoxicated woman gets arrested for a hit and run. On November 1st, 2022, the day that started like any other takes a dramatic turn. Columbia County Dispatch receives a 911 call that sends ripples through the community. A bicyclist enjoying a ride is struck by a vehicle. Instead of doing the right thing and stopping to help, the driver chose to flee the scene, leaving behind a critical clue, a side view mirror under the injured bicyclist. The witness, quick to act, provides a detailed description of the fleeing vehicle. A police officer, vigilant and observant, spots a vehicle matching the description and contacts the Columbia County deputies. The vehicle's driver is identified as 43-year-old Marie Pinkston, a local resident. Marie, seemingly unaware of the gravity of her actions, is pulled over.
Hi, Marie.
Hi.
Do you have your kids with you right now?
Yes, I do.
Can I talk to you out here?
Yes.
Affirmative.
She's in a state of confusion, her thoughts scattered.
So tell me what happened, please.
So I was leaving my house to pick my kids up from school, and I did hit something, but I was going to be late to pick them up at
The first words she utters reveal her inner turmoil. She thought she hit a sign, but it turns out it was a person.
I didn't know I hit a person
Where was this at?
right by my house. I thought I hit a sign, and I'm like, well, I just fucked my car up.
This admission sets the tone for the unfolding events. Marie reflects on her day, a narrative filled with ordinary tasks that took a chaotic turn. She had driven all the way to Rockford, Illinois to pick up her father-in-law, racing against the clock, and even earning a speeding ticket in her haste.
I just came from Rockford, Illinois, because I picked my father-in-law up last night so they could see him trick-or-treating.
Okay.
And I dropped him off, and I even got his...
Her top priority was making sure she didn't arrive late to pick up her kids from school, but in her rush, she collided with something near her house. At first, she believed it might have been a sign or object, not a person.
I was going fast because I didn't want to be late to pick them up. Oh my God, is the person okay?
I don't know that right now.
As she tries to explain what occurred, the gravity of the situation slowly dawns on her.
And you were going to
I stopped home after... Oh my God. This is a lot for me right now. I didn't mean to hurt anyone.
She explains that she had dropped her phone and bent down to pick it up, only realizing afterward that she had hit something.
And I was driving down the road. I dropped my phone. I picked it up. I did hit something. I thought I hit a sign because there was nobody.
The officer asks why she didn't stop to check what she hit, and this is her excuse.
So you thought you hit a sign. Well, why didn't you stop to check, though?
Because I was going to be late to pick my kids up. I've never been late to pick my kids up.
Marie's concern for her children surfaces amidst the chaos. She wants them taken care of, her maternal instincts kicking in, even in her impaired state. The reality of her situation starts to sink in. She might be going to jail. The thought terrifies her. The prospect of being separated from her children overwhelming.
Hello? I just need a person. I just want my kids to go somewhere if I'm going to jail.
Yeah, if somebody can come get the kids, that would be good.
Am I?
And at the same time, she also expresses concern about the person she injured.
Can you please make sure the guy's okay, or the person that I hit?
What is your telephone number? The ambulance, did you see the ambulance go by?
No.
Just a few minutes ago, they're taking him to the hospital.
I did.
The officers detect an odor of intoxicants coming from Marie.
How much alcohol have you had today?
None.
None at all?
No.
Okay, as I'm talking to you, I'm smelling something that
I
smells
drank
like
some
alcohol.
last night.
Okay, how much did you have last night?
Oh, I don't know.
Marie insists she hadn't consumed any alcohol that day, but her story starts to unravel.
I was drinking. I got pretty drunk last night.
Were you
but
down in Rockford for that or up here?
No, up here. By the school.
When is the last time you had a drink?
She admits to drinking the previous night, but claims she's completely sober now.
So you got pretty drunk. How much do you think you had to drink?
Oh, I didn't get pretty drunk.
That's what you just said.
I got drunk. I didn't get pretty.
Marie's story confuses the officer, which raises his suspicions even more.
So how much alcohol did you have today?
None.
Okay, because you're kind of confusing me with your story, because
I drank last night.
Marie picks up a call and informs the other person on the line that she's just hit someone and that she's probably going to jail.
Human being. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna let you go, okay? I'm probably going to jail.
The field sobriety tests begin, a set of tasks meant to evaluate Marie's physical and mental condition.
I smell something coming from your breath, so I'm
Okay.
going to sobriety test. Okay, so what I'll ask you to do is just leave your phone in the car for now. We're going to walk back here, and we're going to do some field sobriety tests, and we'll go from there, okay?
However, right before starting, she suddenly hesitates.
Okay.
All right?
No, I don't know if this is correct.
Okay, well, irregardless, let's go to the front of that truck. Let's talk there.
Despite her initial doubt, she eventually agrees and proceeds with the sobriety tests. It's evident she's struggling, her movements unsteady.
When the truck's there.
You turned your head on that one, so I'm going to do that one again. Try to keep your head real still. You're still moving a little bit.
We're in the middle of the road.
They're about
What should be simple tasks become quite challenging for her.
7, 8, 9, and then, is that what you said?
just turn around. How
Each step and every instruction seems to burden her.
8, 9, 10.
Keep going.
Keep going?
Yep.
It's not easy.
Marie's attempts to contact her husband
I'm not doing that until I talk to my husband.
Okay. Why do you want to talk to your husband?
Well, he's like not so keen on police.
Okay, why is that?
are met with a firm reminder that she's an adult capable of making her own decisions.
Why? Why can't you let me talk to him and ask
Because
him?
you're an adult.
I am an adult.
Okay. I'll take that
That's
as
all
an
I'm
order.
asking is to let me talk to my husband.
I need you to face my truck, please.
Because of Marie's refusal, the officer decides to arrest her.
I do believe you are impaired right now. So you're being placed under arrest for operating while intoxicated and causing injury.
Okay.
And operating while intoxicated with your children in the car.
She's charged with operating a vehicle while intoxicated and causing injury with her children in the car. As Marie gets handcuffed, she doesn't hold back her strong dislike for the police.
Why you don't like police?
Because we're doing our job. Well, the bottom
No,
line is
you're not.
you hit somebody, they're seriously injured, and you didn't stop.
I didn't know I hit somebody.
Soon after, she's escorted into the police car.
The stuff there?
The other way.
I'll help you. Yep. Turn so you're...
Go the other way.
I
you're
can get
facing
in the
him.
car.
Get in, please, then.
Unfortunately, the bicyclist, who was an innocent party in this whole incident, suffered a concussion and lower back fractures, injuries that could have long-lasting consequences. As for Marie, she's slapped with some serious charges, including felony counts of hit and run, causing bodily harm, and injury by intoxicated use of a vehicle.
The charges we're going to be held on is hit and run involving great bodily harm and intoxicated injury by intoxicated use of a vehicle.
Although she's released on a $500 signature bond, the conditions are pretty strict. She must maintain absolute sobriety and steer clear of alcohol in any form.
The charges we're going to be held on is hit and run involving great bodily harm and intoxicated injury by intoxicated use of a vehicle.
Number 3. Drunk driver insists she's immune to the law. A black Chevy catches the attention of an Ohio police officer for running a red light. The officer, following protocol, tails the car as it pulls into a driveway. The driver, Sarah, is completely oblivious to her traffic violation.
I did not.
Okay, why didn't you? It was a completely red light, not even green, not even whatsoever.
I was turning right?
No, you came straight all the way past.
She's unaware of the red light incident and seems to be under the impression that reaching her driveway has rendered her immune to any legal consequences.
Okay.
Stringtown, right on McDowell.
No,
here.
straight.
McDowell is straight here.
Yeah, is this where you live?
The officer, however, is not swayed by this logic. She asks for her license and inquires about the ownership of the vehicle, which turns out to be her mother's.
Where's your license at? You know what? Just give me your social. Is this car come back to you?
Yes. No. It's my mother's.
Your mother's car?
Yes, my mom's.
Does your mom live here?
Yes.
As the conversation progresses, the officer's suspicion grows. She detects the faint smell of alcohol and inquires about her drinking.
My question is how much you had to drink tonight, not where you're coming from.
I had a shot.
One shot of what?
Jack.
One shot of Jack and that's it? Okay. You think you're okay to be driving?
The driver admits to having a shot of Jack Daniels, but insists she's capable of driving.
Right. Do you think that you're okay to be driving though? You just completely blew a red light, no remorse to like stopping, and there's a car coming. You could have just blasted that car.
Her confidence, however, does not align with the officer's observations. The situation gets more intense when the officer brings up a field sobriety test.
You had a shot. You drove here. You had traffic violations. Okay. Can we put you through field sobriety test to make sure you're okay to be driving?
I'm home now.
You might be home, but you still are.
The driver, now defensive, refuses.
So what I want to do is put you through field sobriety test to make sure you're okay to be driving.
I'm home right now. Like, you can't do that.
She repeats that she's at home, thinking that should be the end of it. However, the officer stays firm in her duty, explaining that Sarah's erratic driving can't be overlooked.
So at this point, it's either you do field sobriety test, or I'm going to place you under arrest for OVI.
Okay.
So
I'm home and I'm out
doesn't
of
matter.
my vehicle.
It does not matter.
Why?
Okay.
The woman is on her phone, engaged in a personal conversation. The officer firmly instructs her to end the call.
Going anywhere.
I'm sitting. I'm not leaving.
Listen to me.
Hey.
Get
Mom,
off the phone.
Can you come outside? I'm literally
Get off
in the
the
driveway.
phone.
Hinting at the possibility of arrest if she fails to comply.
It's either the easy way or the hard way. You get off the phone.
To you
Then get
right
off the
now.
phone.
Hang up the phone.
Get off the phone or I'm going to place you under arrest.
Sarah stands her ground, refusing the sobriety test, even after the officer's explanation. She's pretty convinced that her driveway is like a legal safe zone.
Listen to me very, very slowly.
Yes.
Do you want to do field sobriety test tonight?
No.
If you do not do field sobriety test, I'm going to place you under arrest for OVI.
Okay.
You're under arrest for OVI.
Oh.
But the officer, with all the evidence from her driving and the alcohol smell, decides it's time to drop the hammer and arrest her for operating a vehicle under the influence.
I'm literally in my driveway.
Does not matter.
Yeah,
Back to my car.
And when I called you. And I'm literally trying to...
As the officer proceeds with the arrest, the driver's mother arrives. The officer lays out the situation, making it clear that Sarah's level of cooperation will play a big role in what happens next.
She's under arrest for OVI. Okay. So basically her cooperation is going to depend on whether she gets released to you or she goes to jail. Right now she's cruising to go to jail.
The mother, concerned and bewildered, listens as the officer outlines the charges and the refusal to take a sobriety test.
Okay.
Please let me have her.
As long as she's calm. Okay. I'll let you talk to her to calm her down. But she's okay for now. We're going to get through some papers.
Inside the police car, the officers ask if she's willing to take a breath test. Initially agreeing, she suddenly changes her mind.
So do you want to take a breath test, yes or no?
Yeah.
You want to take a breath test?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll take a breath test.
I don't want to.
Again, she insists that she shouldn't be subjected to these tests because she's already in her own driveway.
Breath test.
I'm literally sitting in my driveway to cancel all of this.
None of that matters.
Despite the officer's requests, she continues to refuse the breath test.
Do you want to take a breath test?
No.
You do not want to take a breath test?
No.
Refusal 026.
The officer remains composed while trying to reason with her.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is do my paperwork. I'll get you out of handcuffs and then I'll release you to your mother. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay, so let me get this done, and then I'll get you out of here, okay?
With the driver now handcuffed, they give her a BMV 2255 form, which is pretty important in this situation since it could lead to a 1-year suspension of her Ohio driver's license.
What is the consequences of the situation that's happening right now?
Right now, your license is suspended, and you're going to go to
what?
However, she's not keen on signing it.
I have
I'm going to take this pen from you since you're not going to sign my paper.
Of course. I'm just
Do you not want to sign it?
I'm just talking.
Listen, I don't have all night. Do you want to sign the paper?
I have all night.
You have all night to go to jail?
Instead of just going along with it, she decides to make things a bit challenging.
Why can't you? This is my life, bro.
Okay.
Can you look at me and realize this is my life?
Stay over there.
She starts questioning the form's necessity, the charges, and basically the whole situation.
In order for you to go home tonight,
Yes.
I need you to sign this paper
Yes.
and say that you're going to go to court on Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
Or you go to jail.
Why?
She's asking for explanations, but seems stuck in a loop of denial and frustration, not really open to hearing them.
But I mean word for word. Why are you going to take me to jail because I don't sign this?
I'm not going to take you to jail unless you sign this.
You need to tell me word for word.
The tension in the situation reaches a breaking point.
I want to sign.
I'm done being the nice cop.
I want to sign.
Are you going to sign right now?
Yes.
Here's the pen.
Why?
Sign my form.
Yes.
Okay.
But can you
Right
tell
here.
me why I'm
Sign.
signing?
After you sign it,
Sign
we'll
the
explain it.
paper.
The driver's refusal to sign the paperwork, along with her growing agitation, leaves the officer with no other option but to take her to jail.
Get out. Get out of the car. Put your arms behind your back.
Stay over there. Don't come over here.
The officer, having given the driver plenty of chances to cooperate, stands firm in her decision.
Sit down.
Yes, ma'am.
Ever been to jail?
Nope.
Have today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You are so in the wrong.
She explains the situation to the driver's mother, who is understandably upset after witnessing what happened to her daughter.
We gave her plenty of opportunity to cooperate. She's not having it. I'm not having somebody snatch my pen out of my hand and talk to me like that. She's going to jail.
Despite the mother's pleas, the officer's decision is final. Sarah is headed to jail.
She's going to jail. I've given her many opportunities. She's going to jail. Nope, she's going to the fight.
The driver is charged with OVI and failure to obey traffic control devices. Her refusal to acknowledge her mistakes, coupled with her uncooperative behavior, has led to this moment. The officer prepares to transport her to jail. I really can't grasp why she couldn't just take a moment to pick up that pen and sign those papers. Instead of a simple, straightforward task, she ended up in handcuffs and is in for a night in jail. It's quite a hefty price to pay for not taking that easy route. Number 2. Mom faces DUI charges after picking up her kid drunk. Body cam footage captures an encounter with Amber, a mom who's alleged to have shown up to pick up her kid from school while being under the influence. The Santa Rosa County deputies pulled her over for speeding, going 73 in a 55 zone, right outside the school. The officer requests Amber to step out of the vehicle.
Come out here and talk. Come out here and he'll talk to you.
No, what was it?
Come on.
Amber, on her phone, ignores the officer. After putting down her phone, she talks to the officers with fear in her voice.
Don't do this to me, please. Look,
Come on, let's talk.
I'm such good friends with you. You can drive me home, please.
We're good friends. That's why you treated me the way you did.
The officers are talking to her nicely, but she refuses to step out of her car.
Don't do it.
Come on.
I can't.
Come on, talk to us.
I can't get out of the car. I'll do this somewhere separately.
They encourage her to come out and talk, but she's reluctant.
We're gonna talk back here. Huh? I don't know. Come back here and talk. You said you wanted to talk to him. Let's come back here and talk. Come on, Amber.
She's torn between the officer's request and her own spiraling thoughts. The officer suggests conducting a field sobriety test, a standard procedure in such situations.
Are you gonna do field sobriety and stuff?
Yeah, I'll do anything.
Okay. Well, then get out of the car. We can go under the awning, or we can do it right here and do field sobriety.
Come back. I will lose that kid.
Amber's emotions start to well up as the officer gently encourages her to cooperate. She's a mom, and the thought of her kids potentially losing their parent to the legal system feels daunting and final, hitting her hard.
Okay. Oh, let's go somewhere else.
There's nowhere else we can go. We're in J. Are you going to do field sobriety?
Yes, I
Then
will.
let's walk over here and do field sobriety.
I'm not doing it right here by the road.
She asks if they can do the sobriety test somewhere else, away from the school.
Okay. Oh, let's go somewhere else.
There's nowhere else we can go. We're in J. Are you going to do field sobriety?
Yes, I will.
Then let's walk over here and do field sobriety.
I'm not doing it right here by the road.
Sadly, the officers decline, which only amps up Amber's agitation.
Take it as a refusal if you don't walk over here and do field sobriety.
Please.
Walk over here. I've tried being nice.
Listen.
She's concerned about being on camera, and her voice quivers with fear at the idea of the world seeing her in such a vulnerable state.
Is this on camera?
Yes. We can't. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to check your eyes, okay?
Okay, you can do that, but
All right.
I can't be on camera.
In the end, the officers leave her no choice but to go through with the sobriety tests right there.
I can't be on camera.
Are you doing them or no?
Yes.
Then you're going to be on camera. This whole thing's on camera.
All right.
Stand with your feet together.
The officer keeps his cool and patience intact. He knows this is a tough situation for Amber. Still, he's got his duty to carry out, and that means following the legal procedures. He does his best to walk her through the sobriety test, explaining each step as they go along.
Can you see the tip of the pen?
Yes.
Follow it with your eyes and your eyes only, okay? Don't move your head.
All right.
Amber's emotions are all over the place.
Can we go quicker?
We're trying to find a straight line, Amber.
No, I can do a straight line. It doesn't matter.
We gotta have
Please,
the straight.
Please, Justin, please. If he comes by, I lose my kids. Please.
1 minute, she's pleading and even trying to leverage her past friendship with the officer for some leniency. The next, she's resisting and showing her fear through defiance.
A series of several small steps.
Why do y'all
Are you going to do them or no? Are you doing them or no? Okay, on your ninth step.
The officer, empathetic yet unwavering, continues his attempts to administer the test.
Take a series of small steps, turning around, and continue down the line, taking several small steps to turn around. While walking, watch your feet at all times. Keep your arms at your side.
During the walk and turn test, Amber struggles to keep her balance, wobbling visibly and taking more steps than she's supposed to.
All right, take 9 heel-to-toe steps.
Eventually, she stops midway and doesn't finish the test.
How do you know I can't drive?
Refusal.
Amber's
fear of being judged by people passing by makes her hesitant to continue.
Well, you didn't finish the task.
Finish it. But there's people that are watching.
The officer then moves on to the one-leg test.
Okay. The next task I want you to do is the one-legged stand. You want to get your shoe back on?
But Amber gets distracted in the middle of his instructions.
Just stay right there.
Go, Joe. I'm going.
Just stay right there. That's not Joe. Amber, that's not Joe. That's Lieutenant Hall. Stand back over there. It's not Joe.
Please.
The moment of truth arrives when Amber's reluctance escalates into an outright refusal to cooperate.
Okay. Feet together, hands down by your side.
I'm
Refusal.
embarrassed, so I can't.
Faced with no other option, the officer proceeds with the arrest.
Turn around. Amber.
Oh, God.
Don't grab me. Turn around.
Oh, wait.
Turn around.
Wait.
Turn around.
I'll do it.
Turn around.
I'll do it.
Amber's pleas grow more frantic.
You can take me home. You can do whatever.
Amber, stop.
I can't.
She's begging, not for herself, but for her children, her voice echoing the love of a mother caught up in a legal tangle.
Please, Justin.
We tried that earlier.
Justin.
I don't have a choice.
She pleads for just one more chance, not for her own sake, but for her daughter.
Give me my hand.
What's that? Can't do it.
I'm begging because of her.
Who can we have come pick her up?
Nobody. You can take her home.
Her desperate pleas intensify, driven by the fear of losing her kids.
Please, God, I won't lose my kids. Please. I've never asked for anything from y'all.
I know.
I've done so much.
But the officer is firm. No more second chances. She's getting detained, and there's no way out of it.
Please.
I can't. You know I can't.
I know you can.
No, I can't.
I can't do this. Please.
They try to make the situation easier on her by making sure her daughter doesn't see her, but she just continues to be difficult.
Amber, so she don't see you, come over here.
Come over here.
You want her to see you, then walk over here.
Her mind is fixated on the potential loss of her children, a thought that drowns out the officer's words.
He's gonna take my kids from me. Please. Please. Look at me.
All right, go over here. Come on. Come on.
As they escort Amber into the patrol car, she asks the officer what she's getting arrested for.
What are you arresting me for?
Have a seat, DUI. Have a seat. DUI and leaving the scene.
I will lose my kids.
DUI
Please.
and resisting.
Please.
Have a seat.
But, well, sorry, Amber. That ship has sailed by now.
So, I understand that, but the thing is you're asking me not to do my job. You know that.
While Amber's getting hauled off, you can see it dawning on her that things have taken a serious turn. The officer, understanding her situation but having to do his job, keeps on with the protocol.
I know. I can't. You know I can't. And this pains me.
Amber, still in a bit of shock, is now facing the consequences of her choices.
Really?
I would never. Please.
We'll get your stuff, but you got to stay in the back of the car.
The officer retrieves her personal stuff from her car and contacts Amber's mom to inform her of her arrest.
Amber's mom?
Yeah.
We've got Amber with us. She's going to jail for DUI.
He also arranges for Amber's mom to pick up her granddaughter from school.
Can you come pick her up?
What school are you at?
Right by J High School.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
The officer lets Amber know that her mom is on her way. In a last-ditch effort to avoid jail, Amber pleads with the officer.
It is what it is. I can't turn it off. You know that. Okay? Your stuff is up front. But I can't do anything for you. I can't.
The officer, who has a personal relationship with her, shows his frustration at having to arrest her.
This is nothing personal because I love you like a sister. And that makes it that much harder. I can't.
Amber continues her protests, even as she's transported to the station.
Please. Derek.
Amber.
Justin.
I can't.
Please.
I'm not allowed.
Amber found herself in a DUI situation, and while we don't know what happened next, let's hope she can reunite with her kids and steer clear of any more messes like this in the future. Number 1. Intoxicated wife acts out at a Wendy's. In Ohio, police officers respond to a disturbance call. A married couple is at the center of this turmoil, their conflict spilling into the public eye. The scene is set in a Wendy's restaurant, where the woman has locked herself in the bathroom. This is where our story begins. The officers roll up, responding to the concerns of onlookers.
Okay. I just saw him kind of follow her and yelling at her and stuff. He seemed like they were having some kind of disagreement. I don't know if she got hit or anything.
Okay. Is she like locking herself in the bathroom?
They make their way towards the bathroom where the woman has taken refuge.
I don't know. It doesn't lock unless she lets them in.
Do you know her name?
No, I don't know her name.
Okay.
Inside the restroom, she's seeking solace after a heated argument with her husband. Despite the confrontation, she insists that everything's all right.
Are you using the restroom?
I am using the restroom, ma'am. Nothing is wrong. He and I just had an altercation. I'm right here, baby.
Okay. No, you're good. Use the restroom.
Her words reveal a reluctance to escalate things further and a desire to shield her husband from trouble.
Just peeing, honey, and we have our Christmas.
Okay. And is that your husband out there?
It is. He's a tow truck driver, and I really do not want to press charges.
She's clear. No physical violence, no threats, just a rough patch they're going through.
So did anything physical happen tonight?
Nothing, absolutely.
Okay, were any threats made?
No.
Okay.
The woman goes on to explain what went down.
Incident for our community party, and we got here, and we had all.
The police officer is adamant about checking the woman for any physical injuries.
Yeah, I just got to make sure that you don't look like you're physically injured or anything like that. So,
I'm not.
but I gotta take a look. So,
You're fine.
Okay, you're good. Love the sweater.
She then opens up, mentioning that her husband had a girlfriend who constantly called him.
He had a girlfriend that used to call all the time, and for that I'm sorry, but I'm not that girl.
Her emotions well up as she contemplates the idea of going to jail.
Take me to jail.
I've got nothing to take you to jail over. I'm just trying to figure out what these phone numbers are. So it's
my mom and my dad.
Things start to heat up as the woman gets more agitated and launches into a heated conversation about her marriage.
I've been married for 4 years. You can ask me anything that you can ask him.
Well, I was asking him because I know that you're...
But you're asking him about me.
Hey, enough.
Really?
The situation takes a turn when she expresses a desire to step outside for a cigarette.
Can I please step outside to have a cigarette?
No.
Really?
Yes.
So what happens if I step outside?
I'm not going to let you step outside.
You're not going to let me step outside. What happens if I step outside?
It seems like a simple request, but given the evening's events, the officers decide to play it safe and deny her, aiming to keep her away from her husband and avoid any further confrontations.
I'm going to keep you away from your husband tonight, okay?
Okay, you guys are already doing that.
Okay, and we can
So
stay
what
here.
happens
You
in the event that that happens?
You can wait until your friend gets here.
This denial only fans the flames of her frustration.
Don't.
You're gonna
step off of me.
You're
gonna end up getting arrested.
You're gonna
okay?
end
For
up
what?
going to jail for assault. Sit
For
down.
what? I haven't done anything.
Sit down.
She feels like she's been unfairly singled out for a crime she didn't commit.
Sit down.
Are we pretending that this is what's happening? That I have committed a crime?
No, if you keep
Are we pretending that I am committing a crime?
You're intoxicated.
The woman's agitation grows as she debates the legitimacy of the police's actions and her desire to step outside.
I just want to step outside and sit on that curb.
No.
That's all I'm asking of you.
That's fine, and I'm telling you no.
Okay, just so we're clear. And you are Henning.
Mm-hmm.
The police make the call to handcuff the woman, leading to a struggle as she repeatedly insists that she's done nothing wrong.
Hey, quit fighting it. Because the cuffs are tight. Quit fighting it.
I haven't done anything but ask to go outside. Help! I know you guys hear me.
She continues to protest her innocence, her disbelief and frustration palpable.
Hey, Mose.
But I can't move to look you in the eyes.
Mose.
Not a single thing to look you in the eyes.
Open that door.
With the woman still asserting her innocence and questioning the charges, the police guide her to the car.
For pulling my hands, I'm charging it.
As she's placed inside the police car, she pleads for understanding, expressing her fear and confusion about the situation.
Respond to calls you needed me for. Nothing. Ow!
Turn.
No, she's not putting me on this car.
Her defiance only intensifies. Handcuffed and all, it's a clear sign of how the situation escalated over the course of the evening. She pleads, argues, and insists on her innocence.
I just shit to deserve this. Where are you taking me so I can let my mom know?
Going to jail.
To my mom.
The officers find themselves in a tough spot. They need to handle her behavior and ensure her safety, all while dealing with the complexities of the situation. She's uncooperative, and her actions are all over the place. Inside the police car, she even tries to unbuckle herself.
Can you stop unbuckling yourself?
No, I can't because you guys are the ones that... If you're going to say whatever you're going to say to them, say what you're going to say.
She keeps arguing with the officers, questioning how they're treating her and expressing her distress.
You're the one that's in trouble for distributing me like you are. think you're okay distributing me just like you are?
It's a tough situation all around. At the station, the situation doesn't improve. She refuses to get out of the police car and makes it difficult for the officers.
Get out of the car. Get on your feet. Okay.
I just have to say that I don't want to get out of here.
You don't want to get out of the vehicle? Okay, we're going to pull you out.
She's adamant about her innocence. Her frustration with the officer is evident in every action, every word.
That's the door. We're not worried about the door.
I just don't want to get no more charges because I didn't deserve this.
As the woman is processed at the jail, her defiance continues.
Here, I don't feel no comfortable to go with you.
Well, that's okay.
I don't have to feel, I haven't done nothing to go with.
She resists the officer's efforts to ensure her safety and well-being.
You want medics to look at you to make sure
Yeah, I do. I just lay here on my bed.
Well, you're banging your head against the wall.
I didn't bang my head against nothing.
She challenges the officers, questions their decisions, and maintains her stance of innocence.
Who's in charge here?
I'm in charge.
You are?
Yes.
Because she's with you. Y'all arrested me because of some bitch. I didn't do shit to neither one of you.
Her words are a mix of anger and disbelief, a reaction to a situation she finds herself unable to control.
You hit her, and you.
I didn't hit her. Show me the camera.
You just kicked me right now.
I am a nurse. I didn't hit nobody.
Well, you're not going to be a nurse.
And nobody you did.
She feels unheard, unaided, a victim of circumstances she believes are beyond her control.
I was arrested at Wendy's because the last thing I was at
The officers inform her that she's arrested for assault on an officer and 2 counts of obstructing official business.
You got arrested for assaulting her.
So I'm arrested for assaulting you?
And then you're going to have an additional charge for assaulting me right here.
Assaulting you?
Yes.
That didn't happen.
Seriously, she just doesn't stop. She just flat out refuses to accept that she's under arrest.
You please, sir, do your exam and let them put me under arrest, but don't let them change your fact that I'm under arrest because, unfortunately, I'm not under arrest.
Out of the blue, she gets all emotional and starts freaking out that they know who her husband is.
I hate that you guys know who my husband is. I really hate that you know who my husband is.
Well, I never would have known people.
Despite her protests, the woman is coming to terms with the consequences of her actions and the gravity of her situation. In the end, in addition to the charges against her, she received a 5-year probation sentence. And that wraps up today's Karen saga. While these kinds of people never fail to get on our nerves, you have to admit, their antics make for some seriously entertaining stuff. So which one of these stories tickled your funny bone the most? Let us know in the comments section. Also, check out our other stuff showing up on the screen right now. And I'll see you in the next video. See you next time.